Welcome to a Teapot Full of Tales. I'm glad you're here. I'm Miss Alice, and I have a story I'd like to share with you. Today's story is called St. George and the Dragon. Once there was a brave Roman soldier named George. He rode from town to town, and he had such a stately manner that he might be mistaken for a king of old rather than the humble soldier he was. As a young man, he had come to know the Lord, so he would go about looking for wrongs that needed to be made right. In time, he would come to be known as St. George, but for now, he was just a gallant soldier looking to do good in the world. One day in his travels through the land, George came upon a young maiden walking alone through the countryside. He was struck by her incredible beauty, her shining black hair, her lovely olive skin, her dark eyes that sparkled like the night sky full of 1,000,000 stars. Astonishingly, she was dressed in an elegant white tunic, with a delicate silver belt around her waist and golden sandals on her feet. On her wrists were pearl bracelets, and on her head was a gold circlet decked with gleaming amethysts. Seeing him ride up, the maiden called out to him, "Good sir, you must turn around. There's a dragon nearby. I would not want you to be killed by his poisonous breath." George replied, "My lady, if there is a dangerous dragon nearby, then why are you going that way yourself?" With a tear in her eye, she told him the whole tale. "My name is Valeria. I am the daughter of the king of our village. For many long years, we have been besieged by that dragon. It lives in a lake not far from here, spewing its clouds of poisonous vapor across the countryside. Anyone who goes too near is struck dead, but when the dragon is hungry, he emerges from his lair, prowls toward the village, and kills everyone in sight. For fear of this ravenous beast, we have been offering the dragon sheep every day to subdue his hunger. But after so many years, we have run out of animals to offer. So in great sorrow, we have decided that we must offer our children instead." George gasped. "You cannot mean that you have been offered?" Valeria nodded sadly. "We cast lots to see who would be sent, and the lot fell to me. My father did not want me to go, but I insisted. It is my duty." "Are there no men in your village who can face this dragon on your behalf?" asked George. "Why have they sent a maiden to do a man's job?" Valeria replied, "No, kind sir, there are no men who can face this dragon. None of them are brave enough, for it strikes fear in even the most stout-hearted. But I will face it if I have the strength." George marveled at her bravery, and he said, "My dear lady, at least let me accompany you to the lake. Perhaps I can help you in your village." So together they walked onward. The closer they got to the lake, the stronger the dragon's stench became. It lay thick on the ground like the roiling fumes of the underworld. The stench became so strong that Valeria nearly fainted despite her resolve. George, however, seemed spared from the poison. He said to her, "Stay here, dear lady, I will go on. I will defeat the dragon myself, or at least I will die in your place." Then, calling on the power of God and St. Michael with all the angels in his ranks, he mounted his horse, drew his spear, and started towards the lake. The horse's hooves crunched through the dirt as they neared the shore. The dragon's breath wreathed the lake in thick green clouds. Unbroken silence hung heavily, as there was not another living creature in sight. Suddenly, the dragon erupted from the water's surface. With a roar, its scaly face contorted with rage. How dare anyone come so near its home? With a great puff of its venomous breath, it charged toward its saintly foe. George, in turn, spurred his horse forward, sword and spear in hand, to meet the enemy. Crashes of steel against scales and claws against shield rang across the countryside. George received many blows, but he struck back with righteous ferocity. Finally, the dragon swung its spiked tail and hit George across his helmeted head. Stars swam before his eyes. Momentarily, he lay limp in the dust, only vaguely noticing the dragon prowling closer and closer like a lion ready to pounce. Shaking himself, George scrambled to his feet. He grabbed his spear. The dragon lunged at him with horrible gaping jaws. With a great call of, "For Our Lady!" George ran forward and plunged the spear into the dragon. It collapsed with a hideous shriek and soon lay dead. The village was free at last. Valeria and George rode back to the village together, bearing the dragon's head with them. As they approached with their vanquished foe, the village erupted in shouts of joy. A great feast was held, and George recounted the tale of how, with the help of God, he was able to defeat the dragon. All the villagers listened with great wonder, and they too wanted to follow this God who was able to defeat the dragon. And so, once a priest had been called, each of the villagers was baptized in a glorious celebration. And so it was that St. George, by the power of God, defeated the dragon and brought good to this village and to the world. This has been St. George and the Dragon, written and produced by Alice Louise Meredith. If your child would like to get the free coloring page like this episode's artwork, head on over to teapotfulloftales.com/022, link in the description. And while you're there, they can leave a message on the homepage with their story idea that can be featured in an upcoming video. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more weekly tales. Now adventure is calling. Will you answer?